once I found guitar, it was like there was no decision of what I was going to do with my life, or all these kinds of crises that a lot of people I was growing up with were having.
Beardo, a lead guitarist for the Voids, one of the world's most successful and creative rock and roll bands.
There was no kind of choice involved for me. I knew I was just going to be playing music. What's up, everyone? It's Beardo. The question I get most asked is what guitar is my favorite guitar? And probably the most basic style is this Fender Stratocaster here. Although they all look the same, there are a lot of differences between them. You know, a lot of the modern ones now, you can have a thing called a humbucker pickup. These are single coil pickups if you don't know. And you know, things change through the years with the company. The company that makes these are Fender, and a lot of companies have taken this design and made their own copies. Lots of Japanese companies make great ones. This is a 1962 pre-CBS Stratocaster, and which means these are very expensive guitars. These are before the company was sold to CBS, so before 1964. From 54 to 64, if I'm not wrong, they made Fender Stratocasters, and the bodies were made with different woods in the 50s. Ash was a 60s wood. Alder would have been in the 60s. Ash would have been in the 50s, and but they did use ash in the 70s and stuff, so on and so on. You can investigate it. I would say, like, you know, the best years would be between, you know, would probably for me would be 59 to 63. Being 62 is my favorite year. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Jimi Hendrix, people like that. Buddy Holly played the Fender Stratocaster in the 50s. Some of the differences would have been in the 50s, they would have used maple necks. This is a rosewood, you can tell by the dark wood. And from 59, I think they started using rosewood. And after that, CBS bought the company, and then changes were made slowly through the next 10 years to where when you got to the mid-70s, probably after 73, I would say the Strats really took a nasty turn for the worse. They were using different pickups that weren't as good. And the thing about the old Strats from the 50s and early 60s would have been that the wood would have been usually a two-piece body. They would have been aged wood. Some of them were aged wood that would have been 150 years old back then. And hence the weight of these is very light compared to other Strats. And just the necks are the best necks in the world on these pre-CBS Strats. They just are incredible. And especially when they've been played for 30 years. 40 years, these necks are just, I've tried to duplicate this and you just can't. You can't do it. You can't duplicate that neck and just the age and the feel of it. So that is my favorite guitar, is a Fender Stratocaster. Thought I'd just start with a simple hello, and since we're all locked inside, maybe Beardo goes online for a little while and shares some guitar magic stories and cars and gear that I like. In the studio behind me that I built for my house, which is, you know, digital analog, mostly analog. We can get into that, and but mainly, you know, we can shred some licks. And a lot of people have asked about guitars, amps, pedals, effects, all these types of things, microphones, how I recorded the Beardo stuff, and even stuff about the Voids. There's a lot of secrets in all these things, but you know, everyone has their own way to approach playing an instrument and making music. And being a writer is a different approach. You know, it has to come from somewhere else. So a lot of this is stuff that will just come out of you. As far as the physical part to doing this is, well, that's up to you. If you want to be minor threat and make art, you can do that. If you want to play two chords and make art, you can do that. But if you want to play jazz and make art, you can do that too. It just takes a different type of demand of skill to achieve the solos, and being able to, like, how to practice. You know, do you practice things at full speed? Probably not. You know, like how to get better faster with music. I'm Beardo, and see you guys soon. Peace.